Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night. Time for another Homestead update. First thing we need to do is say hi to everybody in the chat. We've got one person in the chat right now.
My dad.
It's
Dad and Linda.
Dad and Linda. They are in Lake Havasu, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fun place.
It's pretty out there.
If you're sitting there, I see 4 people watching. I want to see 4 comments in the chat, just so we know who all's here and we can say hi to you. Kansas Squatch is here with the big thumbs up.
What's up?
Well, should we hang on, or should we go ahead and start?
No, let's go ahead and start. They can back watch it.
Oh, Len's here.
Hey, Len.
Send me an email with the address and the amount. Okay, it got mailed out yesterday, by the way, Len.
Oh, I need to do that. I forgot. It's my fault.
Nope. God, seriously? God, she's gonna give me.
I'm in the mood for giving.
Gonna give me a heart attack. Give me a heart attack. Okay, Hacks for the Homestead is here. And we got Paul Robinson, 9025. Do we know Paul?
New one. No,
Nope.
That's the new one.
That's a new one. Hey, Paul.
Welcome.
Welcome to our Tuesday night chat.
Hacks for the Homestead.
Hang on. Don't be jumping the gun. There's a plan.
Yeah, but I really want to tell her because I
Before
know
we-
that she's watching.
She
She
called.
wants to know.
She called.
Did you tell her?
Yeah, I had to tell her.
Okay.
Yeah. So as always, grab a hot cocoa, your adult beverage. Tonight, I am drinking some of the homemade apple cider wine that we did.
Don't worry, Hacks. It's not ready yet.
I will give you guys an update on it during the live a little bit later. But and let us know where you're watching from. If you're new here, go ahead and let us know where you're watching from.
Mrs. Hicks.
Tonight we're gonna talk about what happened on the homestead this week, and then
It was busy.
after that, I'm gonna talk on a couple of topics that I thought of this weekend. Again, if you're a new subscriber, we got 2 more subscribers. We lost 4, but we got 2 more.
Okay.
So if you're new here, welcome. No
One
new
of them
videos.
might have been me. I might have been subscribed.
You unsubscribed from our own channel?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
So weird things happen. I don't do it on purpose.
Oh, Paul Robinson, Massachusetts. Beautiful place.
Hey.
Beautiful place. But let's see what else we got.
We've
Did your guys' weather get warm? Go ahead and put a 1 in the comment if your weather got warm, because it got warm. It warmed up almost 50 degrees from where it was a couple of days ago.
It was a toasty 48.
Yes, a toasty 48.
You know, watch. Dad's going to tell us what the temperature is.
No,
there
I
in
don't want to.
Arizona.
I don't want to know about Lake Havasu. In the wintertime, Lake Havasu is really nice.
Yeah, he's been running around in shorts and Birkenstocks.
No comment.
If he
Okay,
gets a piercing in his face, we're gonna start to worry.
so we're gonna talk about what went on the homestead this week. We're gonna
Okay.
talk about the wins and losses,
All right.
and let everybody know what we did.
Okay.
First topic: animals.
Okay. Linda just said, Dad said, Linda wants a baby update. Well, here you go. Now you're going to get it.
Oh, Mrs. Hack says the wind sucked where they are.
Yeah.
Lynn, it was brutal cold here this weekend. That
Yeah.
40 degree. Yep.
It was cold here too.
It's supposed to get cold in the next couple of days, but that's to be expected.
Yeah.
They were talking about it's going to be higher than normal for Christmas, though.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
But
We'll see what happens.
so the big news.
Above normal is like 2 degrees.
Yeah, the big news, and it's going to take up probably 90% of the update portion.
Oh, yeah?
Is what we did this weekend.
Yeah.
First off, for me, the weekend started off. I cut a cord of wood and got it stacked, but it's still in rounds. I've got to split it. I just have not had a chance to go get fuel for the splitter. There's going to be a cord of wood. We're deep into our second cord so far. Normally by this time of year,
Barely any.
we've barely gone through one. Haven't even gone through one, to be honest with you. Gregory says it was 62 there today.
Oh, man.
was
Send some
cold.
of that down this way.
Yeah, it was colder here. Paul
Send
says
some of that
starting
this
tomorrow for the next 5 days, unseasonably warming.
I would take unseasonably warming.
It's better. It's better than what's been going on the past 2 weeks. Seriously.
I would take
But
unseasonably
the
warming.
cutting the wood is always good. It gives me some exercise, and I get a feeling of accomplishment out of it.
Okay.
Right. Sunday, you want to tell them what we did
Well, there were
Sunday?
other stuff before Sunday too.
What'd you do before Sunday?
So I had to get, well, one, I needed to get food in order because I was going to have a bunch of men over here butchering animals. So had to get that done. So I made a cheddar broccoli potato soup.
Oh God, it was so good.
And then so yeah, did that. We're still working on that. It was good. And then William Bond and Michael came and they bought some animals and then dressed them out, quartered them.
We farm killed them and dressed them out so they could take them back.
Yeah. And then so I needed to make sure they were fed, and they had special dietary needs. So I needed to make them something up real quick, but it sat in and did good. They said thank you, and they were full. So it said it hit the spot. So that was good. I love cooking for people. And then got my kitchen in order, starting to get my house in order, take my house back now that I can move around. This old lady got off the cane. So still have to take it slow, still have to take it easy. There's, I can feel some things, and but the strength is building up and I'm doing really good. So I'm not going to let that accident it's not taking me. I'm going to win this. So my mindset is there. I'm heading for it. I'm not going to let it take me down. Plus, Gaines keeps threatening to get a van that she can just put my wheelchair butt in.
Wheelchair accessible van.
Yeah.
You'd be riding the scooter at Walmart.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Everybody's been trying to put me in a scooter. I'm not doing it because I'm just under that mindset of use it or lose it. And so I don't want to lose it. And then, so did all of that. And then Saturday prepped and got ready for Sunday. And then because when you have a day like that and you have a lot of people coming over, there's more to it than just cleaning house and making things are done. You're running errands. We had to make sure equipment was right. So leads needed to be replaced and purchased. We, needed hooks. We needed gates. We needed
talk to them, not me.
For the shoot, there was a lot. So we had to get all that stuff done. So that was the bulk of Saturday. And then, but I did forget marker. So there's animal markers that you can use so that you know who you can take and who you don't take. I didn't do it. And I really didn't need to be out in that pasture doing that anyway, but it all worked out well. We kind of had an idea of who we were going to take anyway. So it all worked out well. And then, but in the future, animal markers will be, in fact, I almost bought one when I went back over there, boom guards, to get more of the colostrum. So that brings us to another point. So as we were butchering, how many animals did we butcher?
So let's back up a step. Let's talk about the preparation.
Okay.
So we ended up butchering 9 animals, and when you're doing that many, there's a little bit more preparation.
I thought that's all William took, and then we butchered a couple.
No. We butchered 9 animals total.
Okay.
And when you're doing that, normally I'm going out and I'm just catching them, putting a lead on them and pulling them out. But with that many animals, you can't do that because those big sheep are strong. I mean, one of them, I wanted to show the guys exactly how strong they were. And I got on its back. I weigh 275, 280 pounds. I got on its back and it lifted both he and I up off the ground, trying to get away from me. Yep. And I was like, this is how strong these things are. And they were amazed at how big Jasper is. And I had to tell them, Jasper's our big Nubian goat. And he's smaller than his dad was. When his dad stood on his hind legs, he was over 9 feet tall from the ground to the tip of his nose. They big, strong animals. So I spent Saturday, I built a chute coming off what used to be the hay pen. Now it's the feeding pen. It's got a big gate that I can open up and run all the animals in there, entice them in with food. They're all extremely food driven. I shut that gate, and then it's got a little chute coming off. And Saturday I was working with them. I'd run them in there. I'd throw a little bit of food in there, get them all in there. Then I would open the chute and run them out the chute. So they got used to that. And it worked pretty well on a Sunday. It allowed us to isolate the animals that we wanted. So myself and another person would go into the pen. We'd have somebody standing by there's a gate on each end of the chute. Somebody standing down on the open end, and we'd run an animal in there, and I'd tell them open the gate or keep it shut. And then when the animal was in there, we'd get the lead on them. And even then, I mean, we were taking them outside the pen. I set it up so that when we were doing the the kills, I set it up so the other animals couldn't see it. I had a big piece of 4x8 chipboard, and we did it behind that, and it worked pretty well. The animals, they were stressed because they were in the pen all day long, but they weren't as stressed as they would be if they saw us do that.
Right.
And let's see, when you butcher animals,
Yeah. Do we process the hides? So sometimes, and then sometimes hides will go like to friends that have hogs and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
This time Michael took them all.
Yeah,
Michael's going to process them.
Michael is going to learn how to tan hides. He got a couple of really good
Beautiful
ones.
ones.
There was what breed of sheep were the big brown ones?
Those are Muranos.
Those are okay. They're two great big Murano ones, and the one looked like he had dreadlocks on him.
He looked like
His it was
a
about
cow hanging from the tree.
And,
I couldn't believe it.
And Mike, I was like, Mike, you need to take that and turn it into a vest. Seriously, that's like an old.
That could be a blanket.
That's an old
That's
Viking
so
vest.
big.
You know. Yeah. So we tried processing as much of the animals as possible.
Mhm.
So we ran them out. We killed them out in back, and then we threw them in the gorilla cart and took them up front and hoisted them up and started processing them. We kept most of the organ meat. I ended up processing about 16 pounds of liver, kidney, heart, oysters, tongue. There's over a pound of tongue there, so you can make tongue tacos or whatever you were going to make out of them.
I'm not eating tongue.
You said you were going to make enchiladas or tacos out of them or something.
Dog food.
No, that's not what you said.
Do you want enchiladas out of it? I'll make you enchiladas out
I'll
of it.
eat it. I'll eat it.
I think
Well,
if
see,
I'm
this is-
starving, I would. I'm not starving.
This is a conversation that goes on with a lot of people. You know, they
I mean, I know how to cook it. I just don't crave it. So, like, I don't know what my deal is. Like, if somebody is bleeding, I smell iron. I literally, after they got done butchering, I asked Garen before I even stepped outside, is the iron smell gone? Because he was discarding guts and that kind of thing. And like, is the iron smell gone? And he literally had to tell me. He was like, it's subsided, but it's still there. Like, there is just something about, there's a smell to death. And I don't know why, but it just overwhelms me. And the organs, I feel like when they're not done properly, you can taste that.
Oh yeah.
And
it's all about cooking it. It's all about cooking it.
Yeah.
But you know what? We have conversations like this with people that have never had sheep before too. Well, I don't like sheep. Have you ever had it? No. Well, okay. How do you know you don't like it?
Most people that I cook sheep for, if I cook lamb, they don't even know it's lamb and they eat it. And then they're going back for thirds. What is this? And I'm like, lamb chops. And I remember Craig.
That happened once.
Yeah, Craig was like, well, no. So Jeanette doesn't know if she likes lamb either.
No.
And so, but I've been feeding her lamb the whole time, and she tells me how delicious all of her meals are. I'm like, you've had it. She's like, can you just start labeling it lamb so that I know what dishes are lamb, so that I know I like it? I'm like, yes. And so, yeah, but
we ended up with 5 sheep and 4 goats. We butchered all the pygmy males, and then we took one of the kinders. They wanted to take a third goat home. We kept the big pygmy male, buckwheat.
I thought buckwheat.
No, buckwheat is out there in a cooler. Buckwheat is dog food, because buckwheat is the stereotypical Billy
stinky goat.
He was very stinky. His meat.
You wouldn't have liked it when you cook it. It's dog food.
For as small as he was extremely strong, and you could tell very high quality meat.
Mm-hmm.
High quality meat, and the dogs
was red.
The dogs have been eating on it, along with some other organ meat that came from some of the other animals. But there's probably a month and a half, 2 months of dog food out there, so they're going back on the all meat diet for the time being. I'm not going to use the rice anymore until we start running low. We need to stretch it, and by then I'll probably have another animal to slaughter. But you know, we ended up with 1 sheep for us, 1 goat for us, and they took 4 sheep and 3 goats. And the conversation about the goat meat came up several times, because the people that they were getting it for didn't know if they
Liked it or not?
Liked it or not, so they were going to try it. That's why they took the small ones instead of the big ones.
Oh yeah.
So we still got some
big guys out there.
They're a little less than a year old. They'll be a year old in January. And
I just need a nice outdoor rotisserie. If we do that, man, we can do some Mexican style and go that. I thought that's what you were talking about when I was talking about enchiladas and stuff. I would use the goat meat to do that. If I could roast it correctly, it's got to be fire roasted, rotisserie
smelling
style.
death is part of our natural defenses. Most people don't experience it enough to recognize it. Mm-hmm. Oh, we got it in spades on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was on my clothes and it was in my nose.
Everybody stank. I mean, William, Michael stank. You stank. I'm trying to feed everybody. Thank God I did make the fajitas because it covered up the smell while everybody was eating dinner. but
we started. I started at 6:30 in the morning, just getting ready. They came over at 8, and we started about 8:15, 8:30. And Bullet came over to help too. He's in their Bible study group, their online Bible study group. So he came over to help too. And so the four of us started, and Hacks came down. The Hacks family came down, and Daniel came out and helped us. Well, I don't have Hacks, Mrs. Hacks. What time did you guys get here?
I think they got here I want to say 12:30 or
12:30, somewhere around there.
You never told Mr. Hacks a time, and
I know I saw the text afterwards.
But he also got rest, and so he needed that, and that was good. So he got some sleep.
But we got done. We finished up about 4:30 in the afternoon, right when it started getting dark. So we processed for 8 hours. Looking back on it, if we do this again, they want to come down, excuse me, if they want to come up next year, we got a dog crawling on our lap again. It'll be much more streamlined. I know where we can hack off time and where we can make it go faster. And so it'll be better, but still, 8 hours for 9 animals.
That's not bad.
Not a bad. And that included cleanup, the cleanup that we could do. Yeah. Miss X is about 12:30. The clean and the cleanup we could do was kind of limited because everything was frozen. I still haven't been able to get out there and clean off all the table and the wagon and the buckets and stuff. Why are you being like this?
So usually when I get home, I'm in the kitchen and then I sit for a minute and then it gets time to eat, and Dolly comes and she sits next to me and she gets her love and all of that. On Tuesday nights, I literally walk in the door, put my stuff down, get something to drink, use the restroom, all that stuff. And then, so Dolly doesn't get to sit with me. And so that's what this is about.
She's trying to look coy. She wants to be cute for you guys.
Yeah. So no, stop looking.
But they were hyper Sunday too, because we did not let them come out because
they could smell the food. They could smell it in the house.
They would be under our feet.
Yeah.
And they got to eat well on Sunday night.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. The day was a very emotional day for me. I raised these animals from babies, and I didn't raise Bucky. We got Bucky as an adult.
No, I got him as a baby.
Did we?
Yeah, I bought him from Becky.
But and even then, I didn't even really like Bucky. But he
was a jerk.
Whenever we put him down, that's when it first hit me. And then to top things off, should I tell them what else happened while we were butchering the animals?
You got to, because that's the update Linda's waiting for.
So we're out there, and it happened right after we did Bucky, and I was getting I got a little choked up when we put Bucky down, because he's a breeder, and a lot of the pygmy babies out there are his offspring. But I look over in the pen, in the mama pen, and there's the Traveler,
new newborn.
It was Traveler, and she was standing there, and she had the afterbirth hanging out, because it'll slowly come out. And so I knew there was a baby, and I went over and looked, and the newborn lamb, it couldn't have been more than a couple hours old, had crawled behind the loafing hut or the birthing hut that's in there, and it got stuck in the fence. And I thought it was dead, and I saw it move, so I ran and I grabbed it, and I brought it inside. I handed it off to the ladies in the house.
That's not what happened. He told me that happened, and I said we should probably check on that. And then William goes, "What happened?" And so I told William what happened, and William's like, "Oh gosh, why do they do that?" Like, I don't know. He's even had sheep that give birth into fences. I mean, they're just stupid. I don't know why they choose to do the things they do.
Well, and it was lethargic. It
was bad lethargic. He handed it to me out there at the gate, and I brought it in, and then the girls, Skeins and Patty, saw it, and they're, "Oh my gosh, what do we do?" And so Patty taught me some new tricks.
It was very providential that Patty was here.
Yeah, it was. He'd be dead if Patty wasn't here.
Patty has done a lot of reading about the animals and knew that how to get the core temperature up.
Mrs. Hacks was a blessing.
She was literally the lifesaver.
If it wasn't for Mrs. Hacks, that baby would not be alive today.
And baby, right now,
I was ready to put it out of its misery.
The baby right now is outside with Mama.
Mama.
We were concerned about Mama because she's old. We don't know how old she is. We know she's at least 7 years old.
Somebody snuck on our property while we were gone. We were at camp, and somebody snuck on our property and put her in our pen.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't know how old she was. We didn't know where she came from, that kind of thing. And it was just like, okay, we just take care of her. And we've had her at least 8 years.
Yeah, 7, 8 years.
So
Mrs. Pippin says that the temp didn't even read on the thermometer.
It did not.
Oh yeah. They used you take the core temperature on a lamb the exact same way you do on a person.
Well,
so they grabbed a thermometer.
The electrical thermometers.
They grabbed a thermometer and used it, and then left it on the table. And I was like,
Patty did that.
Make sure that does not end up back in my medicine chest, because I'm going to be really upset. So it's sitting over in the cabinet. We know that the thermometer that's in the drawer over there does not go in
animal medicine.
Well, unless we don't like somebody and they're sick, we could let them use it then.
I don't even know if I could do that. It's my worst.
But they gave it. They stuck it in a trash bag and put it in a warm bath.
In a laundry basket in a warm bath. It went in the trash bag and then in the laundry basket and then into a warm bath. You do it like you would do for your grandkids. And then we left him in there for about 20 minutes, holding his head up to make sure he didn't get wet and make sure, he was all right and he could breathe. And slowly but surely, man, that little turd, he was fighting and kind of like all over the place. And we were like, okay. The girls are like, this is a good sign. This is a good sign. And then I'm like, yeah, well, he can't stand up because he couldn't get himself to stand up. Like, if he can't stand up, we're going to have to put him out of his misery, because that tells me there's a neurological issue. Mm. Well, hindsight 2020, as Garen and I started thinking about it yesterday and watching him, it literally took him something. It took him 2 days to figure out what a normal lamb can figure out in an hour.
Yeah. Well, and I think part of that is the hypothermia.
Right.
The other part, Mama's old. And
right.
We had another baby born today. We've had 16 babies born in the last 16 days.
The whole reason why we butchered 9 was to get it down. Yeah.
16 days. Well, and so the newborn baby today is twice as big as he is.
Right.
So he's going to be a small one. He's a scrapper. He stayed inside last night, and newborns eat every 2 hours, and I don't know what time he went to bed, but it had to be. I didn't get to him till 5, so it had to be at least 5 hours.
At least 5 hours.
He was not happy. He was not happy in the least bit. And he was loud. And it was really good seeing him tonight. I checked on him about 5 minutes before the live started. I went out there, and his belly is full. He was nice and warm, and it's 35, 40 degrees out there. It's above freezing.
Yeah, it's above freezing right now.
But his tail was wagging. Mama, Traveler has always been a good mother.
She has been.
And her age is showing, though.
Yeah, she had a hard time coming into milk. So that was an issue.
But he's getting some. And when I am going to bring him in tonight.
And he'll get colostrum.
Yeah, he'll get some more colostrum. And I will probably, over the next 3 or 4 days,
slowly move him out there.
I'm going to put him out there. I'm going to try to put him out there all day tomorrow, because it's supposed to be extremely warm tomorrow.
What is extremely warm to you? Because nothing I've heard.
Anything
over 35.
Yeah, right now anything over 35 is extremely warm. Listen, I was out there Saturday morning and Sunday morning at 6:30 both days, and it was 4 degrees. So anything over 35.
I came in today and I'm like, it's freezing. It's freezing. I'm so cold. And he's like, no, it's warm. And I'm like, you're crazy. It is freezing in here.
Greg says sometimes in the spring they thaw caps and hot box in a hot box we made and rubbing them with warm towels usually works. Yeah.
This little guy just wouldn't have in that. I don't know what the deal was, but what Patty showed me to do, it worked. Because Gregory, that's my go-to. Let's just get him dry, get him warmed up, get him in front of the fire, get him on some heat. I think he was just like literally almost gone.
Yeah. And so the hot box I made for the baby goats is working perfectly.
Yeah.
The baby lambs, when they drop, even when it's really cold like that, usually they can do pretty well. Mm-hmm. As long as mama gets them licked off and lays down with them, they usually do pretty good. Yeah. But the baby goats, they're so small, especially the kinders and the pygmies. Yeah. They're tiny.
I think the thing that just amazes me is that, here, like we were blessing each other, right? William and Michael were blessing community, everybody getting together, trying to figure out what meat they could do and that kind of thing. So we blessed them on a good price. And then they came up and did that. And they blessed us by, giving us money and that kind of thing, and then helping us out with ours and getting that done. And then God decided, you guys are just doing so great and you guys are helping each other out. Here's 16 more.
Well, and
good grief.
And I was telling William and Mike, the last 4 years, we went from having steady buyers to not having any buyers, not having a customer base. And it took us 6-7 years to get a customer base built up there at the old place?
No, at the old place? No.
No, they weren't.
Because I had the feed store in town. I was the only one that had a lot of stuff. Oh. I was the only one with goat's milk. I was the only one that had the cheese. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had a lot, and it was convenient to the city.
But people buying our sheep was not a regular thing for a long time. Mm-hmm. But we weren't raised
goats more. It was more of a Latin base and African base down there.
And we're starting to get a clientele. We sold one last year. I got a couple other people that have talked to me about buying some stuff.
Did you talk to James about the half now that we've got it, if he wants it?
I haven't talked to him.
Get it, because they need to chop it up the way they want it. So we don't do it.
This year, or not this year, but 2026, one of my goals is to stay on top of the animals. And there's I found out where the auction barn is that does a really good job with the goats and the sheep. Holton does not do a good job. That's basically a cattle operation.
Right.
So there's one out on the other side of Lawrence.
Leavenworth.
It's on the other side of Lawrence.
Oh, that's the guy that gave that class I took.
Linwood.
Yeah, but that's the guy that I took that class, because they can sell to Kansas City. That's why
he does. He does a really good job now. Or the people that own that now do a really good job.
He gets I'll be able to dime.
If we can't sell them locally, we'll drive them over there and sell them at the auction barn.
And they're still, even though they go to the auction barn, they're really going to market. So a lot of people, we'll have to pay for the ear tags. USDA, so they can be butchered, is $4 per ear tag. Not a big deal. Yeah. So we'll just do that. And then I think they only take a percentage. I think it's like 10%.
Yeah, and we're gonna weather all the males this year. We didn't weather anybody last year, but we're gonna weather all the males this year so that we're not having a bunch of them running around trying to get everybody pregnant. Do you want to put that back up?
What the hell was he saying?
He said, "Are you too successful? Is there such thing as being too successful?"
I didn't say that I was too successful. I said I'm not starving. And why did it take you that long to reply to that? Because he had to think of something.
I had it up.
No, he just had to think of something.
No, I had it up, but you weren't saying anything. So I
didn't see it. I wasn't paying attention. That's why.
She's not engaged.
Wonder why I wasn't engaged in that one.
But it's been a learning curve. We're turning a corner. All those cliches that it's.
Oh, see that I can get an animal thermometer at the vet.
Yeah.
So I'll talk to Dr. Amy and see if I can grab one, or get a hold of Eric and see if he'll ship me one.
Gregor said it's easy for me to see pigs to go. They're a pain in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our pigs weren't a pain in the butt.
Our pigs were cute.
Of course, Gregory's doing it on a much larger scale.
Yeah, we weren't on a large scale.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume if you're doing pigs like you do your cattle, it's a much larger scale than we are. No.
Everybody's got attitude. All animals. I don't care what animal it is. They all got attitude, and especially when they're out there on their own, they're all of a sudden they think they can figure it out until you come out with feed. Yeah. Once you got feed, it's all about you. But feed, they don't need you, and they have attitude.
And finally, the feed situation. Right now, my feed bill dropped by a third.
Only for 6 weeks.
No, because those babies, they won't eat nearly as much as those adults did. We're not going to let them get that big, But there are other things that went on around here too. The dogs responded really well to the flea treatment.
Yeah, they've done really well.
And so that problem is slowly going away.
Did you ever find that other pill?
And I didn't look for it.
You need to, because they're going to be due here pretty soon, right?
No, not till the
2 weeks. I thought it was once a month. Not
till the 12th of January.
Is it every 2 months?
No, it's every month. They didn't get it until last week. So we got it on the 12th.
Oh, for some reason I was saying November. I don't know. No. Time flies. Well, apparently not. I just think it does in my head.
No, Quarter says you need an animal thermometer for me.
Yeah,
that's okay.
That's true.
That's okay.
I'm not sticking it in his butt though.
The only gardening stuff that got done was I cleaned up some more beds. I kind of embarrassed about the way the property looks, so I spent last week kind of cleaning up and just making it look more presentable, so that whenever Mike and William got here, and I apologized to him, because William's the big permaculture guy. He's a big permaculture guy. And I apologize. I was like, look, this place is not the permaculture paradise it should be. Mm-hmm. Right. And he brushed it off and he made the comment. He said, don't worry about it. Every homestead I go to looks like this. Mm-hmm. And it's an ongoing process, and part of the problem is maybe I'm living in the past. Maybe I need to take my own advice and stop looking backwards, because at the old property,
we had it. We had it.
Well, we were there. We were starting to do it. We were actually starting to do permaculture homesteading stuff. And so maybe I need to just quit looking back over my shoulder.
Quit looking back over your shoulder and let's get this place taken care of, because I'd like my Pleasant Hill back.
Yep. We did win the lotto this week.
Yeah, we did. We won Powerball.
I told you guys we were going to do a lottery ticket a week for a year just to see what happened. So
yeah.
We're still $1 behind though.
Whoop. No, we're not. What are you talking about?
We spent $9 for 3 tickets and we won $8. So we're $1 behind.
I've only gotten 2 tickets.
And I got 1, so there's $9.
Oh.
So.
Oh well.
But still, it was nice. So yeah, we can say we were lottery winners this week too.
Michael pointed that out. I was like, oh, $8.
And he was how successful.
He goes, yeah, but you can say you won the lottery.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right, I'll take it. So yeah, I'm just gonna go get more tickets.
So the weather impact out here, it was really interesting because I had to bury some babies at the beginning of the week, and then I'm gonna have to bury some. Okay, so I was going to keep the goat heads. I was going to deflesh them and see if I could sell them. And
we were going to try to go Jamaican style, some roast.
I started thinking about it, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that to the animals. Kind of felt like it was a little disrespectful. So I'm going to bury them. I'm going to put
disrespectful.
It just didn't seem right to me.
To eat them?
No, to deflesh the heads and put them on display.
Oh, I don't know about display. I wouldn't display them.
I was going to sell them.
Oh, I didn't understand. I thought you wanted me to get. No, I thought you wanted me to get Julian's mom's recipe.
If you can get them, if they want to, if they're close by.
No, they already have one in the freezer.
These are small. These are like snack size.
No, like Julian freaks out when he goes and opens up the deep freezer and it's staring back at him.
It was interesting when I was digging. Where I put down the hay in the garden, I was able to pull it back in the ground. Everything outside the garden was frozen solid, but the ground under the hay was still nice and soft. And I was able to dig the holes I needed.
Good deal.
Seems like a never-ending job to keep the place clean.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is.
Absolutely.
Especially when you only got 2 people.
Yeah.
And it's and you didn't really have me this year.
Nope.
It was you had one person.
It looks better than it did this time last year.
No, thanks.
I'm just saying.
Thanks a lot.
Infrastructure stuff. Well, I worked on the fence, got that chute built in. The big thing with the infrastructure is I got all the parts except for one that we need for the hot water heater replacement. So everything is supposed to be here Friday. I can go down and get the gas line when it's time to do that. So I'm gonna work with the plumber and
gas line. You mean to go to the generator?
No,
propane
for to the hot water heater.
Oh,
not
the
hot water heater.
Not the thingamajigger that you were talking about.
The thingamajigger, yeah, that.
For the top, the
gas line that goes in the bottom and puts gas in it so it gets hot.
Oh yeah, we need that so it works.
Yeah, all you got to do is
you're gonna go to the hardware store and get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it local.
All right.
Yeah, so that's good. That's moving forward. I don't know if we're gonna get it done before Christmas.
What?
Well, we've only got 2 days.
Did you talk to Brian and see if he's got a day?
You got to
talk to him and see.
I just got the stuff ordered last night.
Yeah, just tell him that it'll be here on Friday and see what he's got open.
Well, you don't want us to do it on the weekend because you're going to be without water all day long.
I can go somewhere else.
I
can go somewhere else. It's not a big deal. I'll go shopping.
So yeah, that's good.
Well, not like that, but I'll just go do what I need to do. Get groceries. I haven't really gotten groceries yet. I haven't got all that. So I can just do that. It's not a big deal. But is he going to be able to do it over the weekend? That's what I would ask.
No, he's not.
So it's going to be like Monday or Tuesday.
It's going to be a weekday, yeah. And
Monday or Tuesday would be better because Wednesday I'm off and Friday I'm off. And Thursday is Christmas. So but
the kids are coming up and I want to if it takes more than a day to do, I don't want to do it before Christmas.
I thought he said one day.
Yeah. You've seen projects before, right? They don't always go
He's a professional.
They don't always go like
I think if you're paying somebody,
we have propane. We're on propane for our heating and our cooking.
Yeah. We got a tankless water heater propane. We got to get off that floor so that we can replace the floor, because if we don't get it off and get it off soon, it's going to fall through the floor and we won't have water at all.
Well, we won't have a house if it falls through.
That too. And we may go up in smoke with it.
Yeah. No quarters just saying, do it. Charge. Oh, that's you. He's talking about you shopping. That's what he's talking about.
Nah.
Not us making the decision to pull the trigger.
No, I've been kind of putting money away here and there, which was fine because then Santa got to get stuff for the stockings and that kind of thing. And then, so it wasn't too
Santa paid
bad.
On the Chase card.
So, but I mean, I used money too, so that you would have died if you'd have seen Saturday's bill. I don't want to hear it. Don't talk about it here. Seriously. You would not have been happy.
I'm already.
Yeah, you would. I already knew you wouldn't be happy. So I was figuring it out. But the next thing is I'm going to start putting some money away and savings away because the place that I work, we're doing new CDs for kids and it's paying 3.85% interest. And I'm doing that for the grandbabies. So I know your feelings on it.
So they can make a whole $3 a day. Actually, it's $4.
No, you keep they'll be able to put money into the account so you can feed it. It's just a minimum deposit of $25, okay. And so they can keep feeding it in there and building it up and building it up.
Okay.
At $1,000, they make $38.50. Tell me where they're going to make that at 3 and 6. Where are they going to make that amount of money? Nowhere.
You put $1,000 in at $20 a pop. How many months is it going to take to put $1,000?
See, this is what bothers me about it because now I'm back in my profession, and this is where you and I argued before. Because I am very much into investing and making your money work for you. He is not. It is safe in the safe, and so this is something that we go back and forth on. So I just set my own money aside and just do it myself. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. If I'm right, I'm right. Let's just Figure it out, but let's do something nice
I'm
for the
There
grandkids.
it is. And I'm the one that has to figure it out.
No, I'm just
everything
like, I
break.
didn't even tell you that you had to get on board. I'm just going to do it. And like, I will tell you this, all the silver we bought. So each grandbaby gets X amount of silver. That has stopped since it's been hard to get silver.
Oh, that irritates me so much.
Yeah.
That's one of the things, one of the multitude of things that bothers me about COVID, because prior to COVID, you could get junk silver anywhere.
For nothing.
And the silver rounds were going for, I think we bought most of ours at what, $18, $19 a round.
I think I was buying some at 17.
They went over $64 this last week.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I went back down though. So I didn't check today to see if it went back
Angela's
up.
correct. Make money, work or it loses.
Yeah.
Here's the deal with it. I don't mind investing. We had a very nice portfolio that
we do have a good investment right now that he wanted to touch, and I was like, no.
We had a very good portfolio, and we cashed it out when we made the move because I'm trying to get out of the system, right? We don't have the disposable income to invest. All our money is going into fixing this place, taking care of animals, fixing vehicles. I mean, I've got vehicles down right now. I've got skid loaders down, the tractor's down, the side-by-side is down, the Jeep is down. I've got thousands and thousands of dollars that I've got to.
Did you see that? That's crazy. $1,300 a tube right now. And so I was not paying near that. I was literally walking out. I would go in and I was walking out with 2-3 tubes at a time. Mm-hmm. And so I get a commission check and then go in and just buy, and then we would divvy it up between the grandbabies. So
those don't help. Susie is always perplexed by the creative ways I can spend money. Oh yeah, Angela spends money to save money.
I'm like, if you can get it so cheap now, it just makes sense. It totally makes sense.
Ditto on the cleanup. 28 acres taken down. Brought in 59 trailer loads of leaf. Oh my goodness. Then aerated twice, composting. Oh man.
Nice.
That sounds awesome, Paul. Mm-hmm. That is fantastic right there. Kind of wish I had waited to buy my truck this year instead of last year. I actually traded a silver last year. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
For the down payment.
Oh yeah.
Would have waited had you known. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's always hindsight 2020. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. We keep it stacked up, and then we're like, do we make the move? Do we make the move? But if anybody watches Erin T. Scott, she talked about, was that 2 years ago? Mm-hmm. She talked about it. We will actually see it soon. I can't remember the prediction on it. She was looking at the market, the way it was fluctuating. I want to say the next year and a half, 2 years. Hacks, if you're still in here, maybe you would remember. But they're talking $119 an ounce.
Yeah.
That's what she was talking about.
Well, and silver's been artificially suppressed.
Right.
So, and when it evens out, it's going to even out.
Mm-hmm.
And but the question is, do you spend it? No, you don't spend it. If you don't have to, you don't spend it. Talking about the disposable income, the good thing about our situation, I'm not saying this to brag or say anything. The way the economy is right now is the way it was in 2008. And you can get really good deals on equipment and materials and stuff at auctions. And we're going to have the money to hit the auctions and get what we need this year, which is going to be the first time in 4 years, which is going to be really nice. Okay.
Yeah. So Joseph said he's been through Lake Havasu to fuel up many times. And so I'll tell you what, Joseph, you ever want some comedy in your life and some entertainment and you're lonely, have coffee with Dad and Linda. They'll keep you some company.
Yeah. Her prediction tonight of $100 an ounce by the end of the first quarter of 26.
Okay.
The everything bubble is going to be an issue starting in 2026. Mm-hmm. It may not completely burst, but it's going to start causing issues.
Right.
And we whether you're a Trump supporter or not, you better thank God that he's in office and not the other side, the other team, because we would be completely screwed. At least we have a fighting chance with the Trump admin in place. I'm thinking we're going to see a major crash in silver before it actually starts hitting. It very well may be. It very well may. Everything.
I think that's what happened. So like when she first started talking about this and the fluctuation 2 years ago was actually, so thought it was going to go up, but she said there was going to be a decrease, and there was. That was 2 years ago. We were watching it on our way back from KSL from Kentucky, and it did start plummeting and coming down. And now it's back up and rising. So I don't know. I have a crystal ball. I wish I did.
Aaron expects it to be $400 an ounce next year.
Next year. Wow.
Yeah, Gregory, don't invest in corn futures. Yeah, the inputs for cattle or for livestock right now don't really look good. And this segueing off a little bit, the deal that they made with Argentina or Venezuela, not Argentina. It was in Argentina.
Right now, Venezuela's under attack. In fact, Trump is speaking tonight. I need to go. He's going
to talk about how good the country's doing compared to last year.
I think they were talking about.
No, the press secretary said that's what he's going to do.
He was tweeting right before the talk. Yeah. He was putting out stuff about Venezuela. But, we've surrounded them right now.
But the inputs on livestock feed do not look good right now. As far as prices go.
Yeah.
As far as prices go.
Yes, there goes our dividends.
We're not gonna talk about that though.
There goes our dividends.
Let's see. Last thing in the Homestead update. Book update. Almost got the second book done. The book I'm doing about the practical and tactical lessons in the Bible. I talked to Pastor Brody and asked him about the ESV, and he said, so that our pastor has a PhD in theology, and he's very, very knowledgeable. And so I asked him, are there any theological problems using the ESV for the Bible quotes in this book? And he said he didn't see any problems with it.
Okay.
He said he said for the most part it was a good translation. Okay. So I feel good about that, and I'm on the 4th revision. I've been through 3 revisions in the last 5 weeks, and I'm getting to the point where I kind of know the book by heart now.
Well, you're kind of a perfectionist, and you need to stop it.
Well, it needs to be. It needs to be. Everything needs to be proper, especially if you're writing a book about something like the Bible. If I'm a Christian,
are you going to have Brody read it before you publish it?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to. If I want to. I mean, I want him to, but I don't know if I'm going to ask him.
He's kind of in the same mindset.
He's got a lot on his plate, and I don't want to overburden.
Just ask him if he's got time to read.
Yeah, I might.
Hey, would you like to give me some input on this? And he may tell you no. I've got too much on my plate.
Silver is high based on fear. It is double my investment in less than 6 months. I'm about to sell because it isn't a natural curve. Oh yeah, this is the silver in our possession. Is a long term. It's there for fear. If something happens, the price of silver will not feed you. You cannot eat silver. All right.
No, but you can buy things.
But there are people out there that will be willing to take silver for things that you need.
I've sold many things for silver.
And as far as being a store of value, it's a good store of value, and that's the reason why it's in our.
Do you know what I just realized? Do you remember that one camp out? I guess I should be careful. I don't want to put salt in the wound.
No, I guess you should not talk about it.
Okay, but I'll tell you after. Remind me, sewing machine and silver.
No.
Do you realize what I sold that for then?
Paul commented on Larry Kudlow on Fox that Main Street isn't feeling the Wall Street joyride. Well, there's always a lag, and it's never as high. But the fuel prices being down goes a long way to helping Main Street.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that their plan is perfect, because it's not, but it's again, in comparison to where we could be right now, I'm extremely happy. Joseph was forced to sell all his silver. It's been a very hard year for me. Yeah,
Joseph,
But you survived, man. I told you
sucked for you. And,
we had that conversation.
Yeah, look at how good
you,
you're doing.
I told you that you'd survive, man.
Yeah.
It always gets worse before it gets better.
But I think also I do believe that that's why God puts those tools, those little extras in front of us that we are able to gather and store away for when it's hard times, and we have something that we can rely back on and be able to go, okay, I can feed myself today. I can get gas today. I can keep my business open today. I can get housing today. I mean, it's been rough for you, man. Nobody blames you. Just keep your faith in God. He put all those tools there for you, and that's what they're meant for.
Yeah. No quarter got 1 gram rounds in case it goes that high.
Yeah.
It's a heck of a lot easier to spend.
Yeah. Heck of a lot easier to spend. And then I actually have a gram scale so that I can measure. So if we have to cut, I can measure and do all of that. Yep. So yeah.
Okay. And the final thing on the homestead update, you have not seen this. This is new for Angela.
Am I going to be upset?
We're dumping Bonfire. I'm not going to do. In fact, I've been
asking you to dump Bonfire forever. Did you get with Jason?
I'm going to close that shop up. I'm going to take everything down, and we're not going to do any business there. In fact, as of tonight, if you guys go look in the description of the video, if it's there, I don't know if it posts until before or after it's done being on live. Anyway. Bonfire is no longer in the description of the video. What you will see under the video is you will see various items from Spreadshop. So Spreadshop allows us to link up with our YouTube channel and do that stuff. And so I'm porting all the designs that were over on Bonfire over to Spreadshop, and we've got the store. I set up the store, and here's what the store looks like right now. So there's only 4 designs moved over, but you'll see that there's a lot more selection there. There's women tees, there's totes, there's baby stuff. And I quite honestly, after dealing with.
Oh, I like the cute common homestead on. That's cute.
That one?
Yeah, that's cute. That and a hoodie would be good. But I wish you would get with Jason. What do the prices look like on that?
Here's the problem.
Stop for a minute. What do the prices look like on that? Okay, go up to a hoodie. Okay, Jason can do better for us. He can. Yeah,
but Jason won't pay for a store. Jason won't give us the $400 or $500.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying.
This is on demand. This gives the consumer a lot more choices.
Okay.
So we're dumping Bonfire and going with Spreadshop for things like that now. And they've got a lot more. They've got magnets, stickers, cups.
We need to order some stuff from that so that we can see the quality, because that's what I was irritated with Bonfire, is that the sizes were not accurate. And so I know what size I wear. I can go to the store and I can buy it. And then when I order something from Bonfire and it's the right size and then it's really made for a kid, that would irritate me. And then it's already printed, there's no returns. So that bothered me, and I didn't want that for you guys. So I've actually been on them to get rid of Bonfire.
Spreadshop got good. I looked at the reviews. People saying that it's pretty much true to size. Typical online store reviews.
Okay.
It's a mixed bag. But for the most part, it was good, Plus, it gives us the ability to advertise on the YouTube channel.
Okay.
So if you guys want to help the channel, get something from the shop down below. Take a look and see if there's anything you like. Give us feedback. If it turns out that it's not good quality stuff and it doesn't last, let us know, and we'll look for something else. We'll look for another outlet. But right now, the prices on Spreadshop are cheaper than what we could get on Bonfire, and the interface is better, and I'm much more happy with it.
Oh, Dad, I want to tell you too, thank you. We got your guys' Christmas card today. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And then you guys should be getting your stuff before Christmas. I can't remember. I think it gets delivered the 23rd.
Who's that? Who's that, Angel?
Who's what? Good evening, everyone. Hi, Yoda.
Shannon Barrett.
Shannon Barrett, 7517. Hey, hey.
Glad you could make it. You missed all the fun stuff. Not really.
You can go back.
Not really. So yeah, that's basically where we're sitting. You know, as always, if you want to help the channel, go hit that merch store, and I'm gonna try to get a lot more. Right now, the designs that are on there are the Liberty design.
I like that too.
The Keep Calm and Homestead design.
And I like that one.
The Mom Life design.
I didn't see the Mom Life design. What's that one?
That's the one that says fueled by coffee and chaos.
Oh, I don't need that one. I had so much coffee on Sunday. I thought I was going to have to go to the emergency room. I don't know how people do crack. I really don't. That was terrible. I was crawling out of my skin. Horrible.
Yeah. So the cool thing about, okay, I'm going to talk about Spreadshop for a second. Cool thing about it is they can go and they see a design and it's not on something they want. Mm-hmm. They can order it themselves. So they get to pick and choose exactly what they want.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you can shop by design and everything. So
okay, order me 2 sweatshirts of those 2 designs.
Go just run through the store and let us know what you think. And when the comments after this goes live, let us know if you went through the Spreadshop, let us know what you think. If it needs to be changed or if the prices are too high or something, you know.
Yeah. So like this is my ugly Christmas sweater. And I thought I was doing really well with an ugly Christmas sweater. And then I got to work and everybody thought it was great because it was pink and nobody sees pink Christmas sweaters anymore. So anyway, I don't know. The only thing that made it better was that it was pink. It has snowmen.
Stand up and let them see it.
Snowmen. Well, I don't know if
well, hang on. Don't stand up yet.
I'm so short.
Stand up whenever we're done in with the Homestead part.
It just says nice is overrated, and it's got some holly and stuff on it. But because it's pink, it said being nice is overrated.
Well, that's it. That's about. You got anything else for the update?
I don't. I think that's about it. So I don't know. Are you gonna go on? Oh yeah, you said you got things.
2 topics I want to talk about today.
All right. So probably I don't want to need to be involved in those, right?
No, you can listen.
I can listen, but which I always do. I always listen, and then I pipe in from behind the scenes where they can't prove that it was me that said it. I've seen some things now, so you'd be surprised what happens. People get mad.
So say bye, Angela.
Bye, Angela. You guys be at least 1% better tomorrow than you were today. For you, that blanket is not for you.
She being intrusive.
Yeah.
Hang on a second, Angela. Go throw this away, please.
Is that what she was doing, eating trash?
Yeah, she was eating trash. Our trash eater. Oh.
It probably had blood on it.
Yeah, I used it whenever I was processing. Okay. Now that the Homestead update's over, anybody that's a new subscriber, new viewer. So the way this works is we do the first part of the live as a Homestead update, and then we were talking about current events with both of us here, but Angela decided that she wants to step out on that part for business reasons and such. So I get to do this, and then I've kind of changed it up. I used to look for like the topics of the week, but instead the last couple of times I've just picked on a couple of topics that I want to expound on and give my views on and share my thoughts. And that's what tonight is.
But I can say something positive. I've been able to say Merry Christmas every single day and not be threatened to lose my job.
Angela's been able to say Merry Christmas every single day at her work and not be threatened with loss of her job. That never happened to you before.
No, because I've always been able to say Merry Christmas, but apparently it's a thing right now.
No, I guess it's a thing right now. You're not allowed to say Merry Christmas. Okay, so the first topic I want to talk about is what real resistance looks like. Resilience, not resistance. What real resilience looks like. So there's an old line attributed to the Roman philosopher Seneca. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. And what I want to talk about is why this quote is so powerful. Because what happened this weekend wasn't luck. It was preparation showing up when conditions were bad and decisions mattered. All right. Early in the live stream, in case you missed it, during the Homestead update, we briefly talked about the weekend, and I want to slow down and unpack it for you guys, because what happened wasn't just a farm story. It was one of those things that comes with livestock or when you're working, or it wasn't just one of those things, I should say. It's a real world example of resilience, of what resilience actually looks like when conditions aren't ideal and decisions have consequences. If you were here for the Homestead update earlier, drop a quick yes in the chat so I know that you caught it live. Or if you're just joining us, that's okay. This will catch you up. So with that context in mind, let's move forward. So this weekend was exhausting. It was cold, it was uncomfortable, and it was hard. I did a lot of work this weekend. Between the cutting wood and the butchering animals, I was beat by the end of Sunday. It's not the kind of weekend that you post highlight reels about, not the kind of work that looks impressive on a 30-second short clip, but it pushed us into a stronger position of readiness. And that's the part most people never see when they're watching YouTube. Someone commented on a post I shared on another platform about the work we did. Paraphrasing part of what they said, in reflection, this is what survival looks like. It's not sexy. And they're exactly right. Preparedness isn't glamorous. It isn't the edited high energy version that social media sells. It's long hours, sore muscles, cold fingers. It's choosing progress over comfort. It's doing the work when you'd rather be resting. And Lord knows I would have rather been inside this weekend being nice and toasty. It's pushing through when the weather isn't ideal, the conditions aren't convenient, and the task seems endless. And like Gregory said, it's a never-ending thing. But resilience isn't built during emergencies. It's built during weekends like the one we just had, one uncomfortable decision at a time. The people who thrive when things go sideways aren't the ones who wait for perfect conditions. They're the ones who practice being uncomfortable, build capability under stress, and learn what survival looks like with sweat, grit, and consistency. Real resilience isn't about gear alone. It's about tolerance for hardship. It's about learning to function when things aren't optimal, and that lessons are reinforced over and over and over this weekend. We got in spades, like I said. But there was a moment, that one particular moment this weekend, that tied it all together and expanded the definition of preparedness beyond just the individual effort you put into. And this is where the story turns. Because resilience isn't just what you can do alone or what you can endure alone. It's about what happens when effort meets reality, when reality forces you to rely on something bigger than yourself. We were already cold, already tired, and already stretched thin, and then nature changed a variable. Now, like I said, while we were working out there, a lamb was born in the bitterly cold conditions. Not long after the birth, it had gotten stuck in the fence and was slipping rapidly into hypothermia. It was deep into hypothermia. Now, when I found it, I genuinely thought we were going to lose it. We'd already lost 3 to hypothermia this year, and I was fully expecting to lose this one. And anyone who raises livestock knows that feeling, that sinking realization that nature may have already made the decision for you. But the community stepped in when I took it inside and handed it off to the ladies. Like I said,
that's all that happened. I gave it to you. Gave it to me at the gate.
Oh my God, is that integral to the story?
Yeah, so it's a true story.
No, it's not. It's not integral to the story. When I gave the animal to the ladies and Angela brought it inside, like I said, we were fortunate that Mrs. Hacks was here. Pippin, as she likes going by, had spent a significant amount of time studying on how to care for newborn lambs. And in the moment, she suggested the critical thing of a warm water bath to get the baby's core temperature up. Excuse me. And for the rest of us, it wasn't obvious and it wasn't instinctive, but it was learned knowledge. They followed her lead, and against the odds, the lamb pulled through. And like I said, today, the baby boy's doing well. He's out with the mama right now, got a full belly from mama, and he's extremely happy. His little tail is wagging. So it's not just about having extra hands. It's about shared knowledge, distributed expertise, and someone having the answer when you don't. The truth is, had she not been there, we likely would have given up on the lamb and just let nature take its course. And here's the part that matters the most in all this. Beforehand, she had the time and energy to dig into the research. I used to have that time and I used to have that energy, but these days, between work, the farm, and everything else pulling in different directions, I don't have the bandwidth to learn everything I need or want to learn. That's why community matters. We're always talking about community on this channel, but that's why it matters. Where my bandwidth ends, someone else's begins. Where one person is drained, someone else can fill the gap. Where one person lacks knowledge in the moment, someone else can step forward with clarity. Self-reliance doesn't mean isolation. Preparedness multiplies when people bring what they know, what they can do, and what they've taken the time to learn. The lamb is alive today because someone in our circle invested time in knowledge the rest of us didn't have when it mattered most. And that right there is what real resilience looks like. That moment was about the more than saving the lamb. It was a reminder that none of us can know everything. None of us has unlimited time, energy, or focus. But when community shares skills and knowledge and experience, resilience compounds. Survival isn't personal effort, it's collective capability. What we experienced this weekend wasn't just preparedness in action. It was a glimpse at how resilience actually scales. And that's the broader picture worth exploring further, but that's a conversation for another video. All right, guys, like I said, we preach community here all the time, and what we saw this weekend is exactly why it's important. All right, so if you guys, if you take anything away from tonight, take that away from it, and seek to improve your community standard, or your community standing. Every new beginning is the end. Let me start over, Len. Every new beginning is the end of some other beginning. A lyric from a song that stuck in your head. Do you remember what the song is? Did anybody remember what the song is there? No, but he's absolutely right. It all fits together. All right. So there's that topic. You guys got any comments on that? You got any input to put on that? I'm more than willing to hang back for a second before we move on to the next topic. Because that, seriously, it's important. I want to make sure everybody understands how important it is. Okay, well, if nobody's going to pipe in, I'm going to go to the next topic. The next topic we're going to talk about is one that we've discussed several times before, but it came in clearly this weekend. We're going to talk about fear, power, and the price of safety. Before we go on to the next topic, it's worth grounding ourselves in something that was understood long before modern governments, modern weapons, or modern media cycles. Ben Franklin warned, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. What we see in the wake of the terrorist attacks this weekend in Australia and in the United States, or any other crisis for that matter, is not new. It's a familiar pattern. Fear creates urgency. Urgency justifies restriction, and restriction quietly redistributes power. In the wake of the recent Hanukkah-related terrorist attack at Bondi Beach, which, by the way, is a beautiful area, and it's a shame. It's a shame it happened, period, but it's a shame that it happened there, even worse. We were once again watching a familiar pattern unfold. Before facts were fully settled, before motivations, failures, or warning signs were seriously examined, the public conversation was already shifted towards restrictions, bans, and tighter controls on lawful citizens. This response is not new. In fact, it's reflexive. When violence occurs, governments often respond by targeting tools and behaviors that are already regulated and overwhelmingly used by compliant, law-abiding citizens, rather than confronting the ideology, networks, or institutional blind spots that produced the attack. The result is a policy response that looks decisive and sounds responsible, but carefully avoids the hardest questions. When governments respond to acts of terror by restricting the liberties of the law-abiding rather than addressing the source of the violence itself, they are not solving the problem. They are redistributing power. John Adams warned of that exact trade-off long before modern politics. He said, "But a constitution of government, once changed from freedom, can never be restored. Liberty, once lost, is lost forever." The Bondi Beach attack is tragic. The greater danger comes afterwards, though, when fear is leveraged to justify collective blame and liberty erosion that does nothing to prevent the next attack. And while the focus right now is on gun control, this pattern is not unique to firearms. The same logic appears after financial crises, public health emergencies, environmental scares, and national security failures. The crisis changes, the justification changes, and the language shifts, but the mechanism remains the same. Fear narrows the conversation. Urgency suppresses scrutiny, and extraordinary measures, once unthinkable, are framed as necessary, temporary, and responsible. Gun control is simply the vehicle we're talking about here. The underlying dynamic is far broader. To understand how we keep ending up here, we first must examine the logic being used to justify these responses and why it fails consistently. So blaming gun owners for actions of the few criminals is a category error. It places law-abiding gun owners in the wrong conceptual context, confusing lawful behavior with criminal intent. We do not apply this logic in any consistent manner anywhere else in our society, and that inconsistency matters. Blaming all gun owners for the actions of few is like revoking every driver's license because a drunk driver caused a fatal accident. Confiscating all vehicles because terrorists have used cars as weapons. Banning kitchen knives because one was used in an assault. Shutting down the internet because extremists spread propaganda. Eliminating free speech because someone used words to incite violence. Closing banks, point at Angela there, because some people committed fraud. Abolishing alcohol because it's a minority abuses it. Or holding all doctors responsible because of a single case of malpractice. In any other domain, society recognizes a basic truth. Misuse does not invalidate lawful use. Firearms are treated differently, not because the logic changes, rather because the politics do. And there's a reason this approach works so well in the public. Marjane Satrap, who grew up in the under the authoritarian regime in Iran, put it plainly. When we're afraid, we lose all sense of analysis and reflection. Fear has always been the driving force behind all dictators' repression. That observation explains why fear is so effective, not because people are malicious, but because fear short-circuits their judgment. Edmund Burke bookends this idea with the comment, "The people never give up liberties, but under some delusion. Fear supplies the delusion, urgency reinforces it, and the promise of safety seals the deal." But let's be clear about what's been established. The argument for collective blame does not fail because it's imperfect. It fails because it is false. It collapses under logic. It collapses under history, and it collapses under the very standards of the justice governments claim to defend. And yet, despite this, it is deployed every every time. Not because it works, not because it protects the public, but because it serves power. So the question is no longer whether the policies prevent violence. The real question is who benefits when fear replaces reason and control replaces competence. Because once you stop pretending the measures are about safety and start examining who gains authority from them, the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. And that's the line we're about to cross. Let's take a step back for a second. If you think back to the propaganda videos that I did a year ago, seeing the pattern is the first part of defeating what's going on. So that's what this video is about, okay? And that's where we're going to go now. We're going to talk about the pattern itself. If collective punishment fails logically, empirically, and historically, then the obvious question is this: why do politicians keep advocating it? The answer isn't ignorance, it's incentive. Gun control offers the appearance of action without the cost of confronting ideology, enforcement failure, or institutional accountability. It allows leaders to claim moral authority while avoiding responsibility for systemic breakdowns. This isn't about safety, it's about control without accountability. The centralization of authority is the real incentive. Restricting individual liberties transfers authority upward to the state. Centralized systems are easier to manage, easier to message, and easier to control, especially during periods of instability. Dispersed capability, i.e. armed citizens, self-reliant, strong communities, limits the state's monopoly on force and problem solving. That limitation is inconvenient for power. From a bureaucratic perspective, autonomous citizens are unpredictable. Controlled populations are administratively safer. Liberty introduces uncertainty. Restrictions reduce uncertainty, even if they reduce resilience. Governments routinely choose predictability over preparedness. James Madison warned, there are more instances of abridgment of freedom of the people by gradual and silent encroachments of those in power than by violent and sudden usurpations. Well, that's a hard word to say right now. Liberty is not usually taken in one blow. It's managed away one concession at a time. Confronting ideology, radicalization, or institutional failure requires accountability. Blaming tools instead avoids naming uncomfortable truths, preserves political narratives, and deflects scrutiny from enforcement and intelligence failures. Gun control becomes a messaging strategy, not a security strategy. As transparency disappears, so does freedom. James Russell Wiggins captured it clearly when he said, the more that government becomes secret, the less it remains free. As liberties shrink, dependencies grow. Citizens become more reliant on the state for protection, permission, and provision. Dependence increases political leverage and reduces resistance regardless of intent. Liberty erosions rarely arrive all at once. They come through common sense measures, temporary emergency powers, and policies framed as being for your safety. Each step sets precedents. Each compromise redefines what is normal. Lord Acton warned, power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And this pattern is consistent. It goes like this. Collective blame justifies restrictions. Restrictions centralize authority. Centralization reduces autonomy. Reduced autonomy increases dependence, and dependence reinforces political power. Whether violence declines is irrelevant to the cycle. The cycle serves power. When institutions' priorities control over capability, they weaken society's ability to withstand real crisis. True resilience comes from distributed knowledge, responsible autonomy, strong communities, and accountable governance. Prepared citizens are hard to govern. but easier to protect. That is not the threat. It is a fact, or that is not a threat. That is a fact. Okay. In closing this out, public safety is not achieved by disarming the compliant, silencing the responsible, or restricting the innocent. And again, remember, I said this isn't about gun control at this point. It's about any liberty that we have, our ability to save money, our ability to raise our own food, our ability to travel where we want, say what we want. That's what we're talking about. Public safety is achieved by confronting reality, addressing root causes, and preserving liberties that allow societies to adapt, defend, and endure. When leaders choose control over competence, the burden of resilience shifts back to the people. And the question each of us must answer is simple. Are we building capability, or are we surrendering it? Well, there you go. There's the two topics tonight. Let's go back to the chat. Let's see what people got to say. Let's go back. Len was in Vegas in the Grand Canyon this weekend. Many videos coming. No, you don't have to always like a person to have them as part of your community. You never know when they're going to be smarter than you. Absolutely. Great to have a group of various disciplined people. That's the one time when diversity actually matters. Oh yeah, the government, we're here to fix it. There's some scary words. Usually what they're fixing is what they broke to begin with, right? I have to be on guard with government decreasing your rights and freedoms after a tragedy, as government can only act reactively, not proactively. Yeah, the Patriot Act. Had we known beforehand exactly how intrusive that was going to be and how it would curtail our liberties, you think we would have been as happy for it? I know I wouldn't have been. I was for it. I thought it was a good thing when it happened. I was wrong. But we pay for these choices that we make, right? There's no reversing course at the point. Technology only facilitates the totalitarian state. We're going to need a great technological reset in order to keep our freedom. Gregory Kissel says, new book title, The Rogue Revolutionary. Is that a real book one, or is that one that you're suggesting, Gregory? Well, listen, I really appreciate you guys listening to my ramblings there. I did that. I think I'm going to break those topics out into separate videos and post them as shorter clips from this live, because the message is there, and there's only going to be so many people watching this live. We only get about 60 to 100 people that watch our lives, and most people don't watch it all the way through, but I want to get that message out there. So I'm going to go ahead and post that out there. So some of you may see this again. Hopefully some new people will see it and the message will be spread further. No Quarter says, we all joke about silver going up in price, but it's a very scary thing as think of all the electronics we use on a daily basis that will skyrocket as silver is a major metal in the electronic industry. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Joseph. I think it's a important message too. So Gregory says somebody needs to write the book, The Rogue Revolutionary. I'll tell you what, let me do some thinking on that and see if I can come up with a good narrative behind it, and let's see what happens. Lord knows I don't have enough books going on right now as it is. I'm still waiting on Spags. You guys need to go over on anytime you see Spags on a video, you need to tell him to finish reading my book so I can get feedback on it, so I can get it published. Well, we're almost to an hour and a half, and Angela's over there doing the I don't know, who is that? The new kid? Who is it? She's going bye. Is that Justin Bieber that did that?
No,
So one of you 90s kids, one of you 90 kids.
New Kids on the Block.
Oh, New Kids on the Block. Is that the one with Marky Mark's brother?
Yes.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Yeah. So anyway, I appreciate you guys showing up tonight. We really enjoy your company. It makes doing this worth it. Seriously, having you guys show up and interact with us makes it worthwhile. And I hope that we're providing you with some benefit. You know, you're spending your time with us, and I hope the investment is worth it. Okay. Books don't make money for most people. They do give us credibility to speak on and sell things. Well, yeah. And, you know, quite honestly, Lynn, I figured out a long time ago when I started this that I'm not writing the book because I want to make money on it. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to sell 1 million copies, but I just don't think that's going to happen. I just, you know, I'm not being negative. It's just, it's one of those things, you know.
YouTube doesn't make you money.
Yeah. YouTube doesn't make you money either. But it does open doors. It just like YouTube, writing a book will open some doors, and hopefully I can travel to festivals and I don't have to take a damn trailer full of product with me, you know.
So I think Paul and his lovely wife, Paul, that's in there. I was thinking from Massachusetts. I think they're the ones that took my canning class in KSL.
Paul, are you still here, Paul, from Massachusetts? If you are, did you take Angela's canning class at KSL?
With his wife.
With your wife? With your lovely wife?
I'm thinking that's who that is.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if we kept this.
It could just be
another Paul from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, got to get off here. I got to go check that baby. Got to get my beauty sleep, and
gotta come in. It's getting cold.
Still got to get the fire. I got wood sitting out on the front porch that they got to bring in because she's complaining it's getting cold in here. Again, if you want to help the community, go hit the affiliate links in the description below. If you do buy something, give us your feedback. Let us know if it's worth our effort to back it and promote it. Okay.
Because if it's not worth it, we don't want to.
Yeah. If it's quite honestly, that's one of the reasons why I didn't do the water filter video, because when I found out it was a subscription thing, yeah, I didn't want to be involved with it. It's still sitting in a box someplace. Maybe we should give it away.
Why? So someone else can take on it?
Well, maybe somebody wants to spend subscription money. Well, maybe it's worthwhile. You know, instead of spending $3,000 on a home filter kit, they can spend that amount of money over X amount of years. $7 a month.
Ask everybody if they want
Yeah.
to.
Oh yeah, hit the like button too, Lynn says. Anyway, guys, listen, take care. Stick around. Got a video on the end. It's the rock pot video. Might be able to get one to somebody by Christmas time. I don't know. You'd have to talk to them.
There's no way.
All right, guys, take care. We will see you next week, and go out and live a life done free tomorrow.
Introducing Rockpot, the revolutionary portable slow-cooking appliance that keeps your meals warm for over 9 hours without the need for electricity or propane. Simply heat the rock tablet on your stovetop or over a fire, place it in the Rockpot with your ingredients, and enjoy perfectly cooked meals wherever you are. Plus, the exterior remains cool to the touch, ensuring safe handling on all your adventures. Get $10 off your first purchase by clicking on the affiliate link and using the code GrumpyAcres at checkout. Elevate your outdoor cooking experience with Rockpot today.